this episode of 3 minutes and 13 seconds, we will be interviewing Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Zeroing in on Aaron Rodgers' outside life, there have been many different analyzations on Rodgers' poor relationship with his family. We might get a chance to finally see what is really going on between Rodgers and his family. Now with your host, Scott Peely.
So Aaron, first I want to say congrats on another 25 touchdown year, as well as your 7th Pro Bowl selection. It's huge, man.
Thanks, I appreciate that, Scott. It's a pleasure to be out there.
Alright, so shifting away from your professional life, I want to ask you some questions about the issues you and your family have been having. With numerous individuals who are involved in your family, such as your ex-girlfriend Olivia Munn, as well as your brother Jordan, saying that you guys haven't spoken to them in a very long period of time, has been brought to many people's attention in recent years. Is there something that happened specifically between you and your family that has brought you to this cutting off communication with them?
I just don't think it's appropriate talking about that family stuff in public. These types of in-depth analyzations of us professional athletes is an invasion of our privacy. Exploiting personal conflicts of professional athletes to the public without any consent truly affects our personal lives. Try going out on a field after you see nothing but hate comments about me and not being a family man and people saying how cruel I am. I could care less about simple stuff, spotting where I grab lunch or who I'm with, but family stuff?
No. I understand. Being under constant watch in your outside life must be a real stressor at times. But in some sense, don't you believe that being a professional athlete comes with outside sources studying you as a public figure and even as a role model potentially?
I am understanding what people wanting to know if I'm a good guy or not, if that's what you're asking, but I don't believe that this whole world should know something about me that is insignificant business between me and my family, because then it's being stretched into the media's way of trying to shame me as a person.
So when you say shame, are you indicating that these types of things actually get to you?
I mean, yeah, one incident that really stands out in my mind is when my own brother tried to call me out and put me on blast on Twitter after I was promoting a charity. Replying to my tweet, he said, "But when your own mom is home alone during the fires, car packed and ready to evacuate, and you miss the fundamental step of compassion, calling your parents to make sure they're safe," he was calling me out in front of the whole audience and the whole world, basically just trying to bring me down. Another would be an interview by 247 Sports with my ex-girlfriend Olivia Munn about this exact topic. She essentially did what my brother did as well, with explaining my family business without my knowledge.
I see. Looks like your brother and your ex-girlfriend seem to be really upset by all this. I'm also aware of the interview with Miss Munn, and I noted that she mentioned in People.com when she explained, "He's putting himself on the line every game. Any kind of distraction is unacceptable." This statement truly causes me to think that this is true or not. So moving towards my last question for you, the big important one I've got is what can the audience now take away from this so-called public shaming that you've been facing?
If the audience can take one thing away from this interview, it would be that us athletes are under this microscope that the media lays on us. Truly affects our personal lives in sports. From meaningless stories to these headline scandals, truly no athlete will ever be safe from the media monsters and public shamers that cause us a lot of unneeded stress.
Well said, Aaron. I want to thank you again for your time with us here today.
Of course, and thank you too, Scott.